Consumer Reports just released their 2026 annual reliability data, and 10 SUVs stood out for all the wrong reasons. These are not just unreliable vehicles, they are vehicles that punish a driver over 65 every single day with difficult entry, punishing ride quality, terrible visibility, and repair bills that swallow a fixed income. We cross-referenced Consumer Reports survey data with owner complaints, NHTSA records, and senior-specific ergonomic assessments to build this list, and the #1 worst SUV for seniors in 2026 is not an American brand. Let's get into it. Number 10. Ford Bronco 2021 to 2026. The Ford Bronco is the SUV every retiree thinks they want until the first week of ownership. The step in height is genuinely tall, the door openings are narrow, and the removable roof means constant wind noise at highway speed. The 2.3-liter four-cylinder and 2.7-liter V6 engines are solid enough, but the off-road tuned suspension sends every expansion joint straight into the cabin. Consumer Reports rates the Bronco's reliability as average at best, with early model years drawing owner complaints about hardtop fitment, electrical glitches, and suspension noise. For a senior driver, the ergonomics compound the problem. The upright windshield increases glare, the removable doors leave awkward grab points, and the interior is louder at 70 miles per hour than a base Toyota RAV4 is at 40. The aggressive off-road tires that give the Bronco its rugged look howl on pavement and wear out faster than standard all-season rubber, which means a surprise tire bill every couple of years. Ford built the Bronco for adventure, and adventure is exactly what a fixed-income retirement budget does not need. Number 9. Dodge Durango 2011 to 2026. The Dodge Durango is a comfortable old truck that punishes you at the pump and at the repair shop. Car and Driver describes its fuel economy as subpar, and the numbers back that up. The 3.6-liter V6 manages around 19 miles per gallon combined on a good day, and the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 barely clears 15 in city driving. On a fixed income, that is real money every single month. The step-in height on four-wheel drive trims is also higher than most seniors want to negotiate daily, and the door sills require a genuine lift to clear. Reliability is the second problem. The Durango's platform dates back over a decade, and Stellantis has spent those years cutting cost rather than investing in refinement. The result is a vehicle where the ride is decent, but the electronics, the air suspension on higher trims, and the transmission have generated a steady stream of owner complaints. The Durango is not the most unreliable SUV on this list, but it combines below-average reliability with the worst fuel economy in its class, and for a senior buyer, those two things together are a slow leak in the retirement account. Number 8. Chevrolet Blazer 2019 to 2026. The Chevrolet Blazer looks aggressive and modern from the outside and feels claustrophobic from the driver's seat. Multiple professional reviews from Edmunds, Car and Driver, and the Car Connection identify the same problem. Thick rear pillars and small side glass hurt visibility. The beltline is high, the side windows are narrow, and the rear window is shaped for styling rather than function. Money Digest explicitly named it one of the worst cars for retirees, citing poor visibility as the primary reason. The interior does not match the pricing either. The cabin plastics feel less refined than the sticker suggests, and the rear seat sacrifices headroom to the sporty roofline. Consumer Reports predicted reliability for the Blazer has bounced below average in several model years, particularly the 2019 to 2021 range. The ride, while composed for a sporty crossover, is firmer than the comfort-tuned competition from Toyota and Subaru. The styling promises excitement, but the daily experience delivers compromised visibility and a ride that prioritizes the wrong things for a senior driver. Number 7. Alfa Romeo Stelvio 2018 to 2026. The Alfa Romeo Stelvio is a gorgeous Italian SUV with a transmission that cannot decide what gear it wants. Consumer Reports calls out its inconsistent transmission, quirky interior, and frustrating infotainment system in the same breath as praising its handling. Owners agree. Kelley Blue Book surveys found that 91% of Stelvio owners ranked reliability as the vehicle's weakest attribute, with performance and styling at the top. For a senior driver, a transmission that jerks at low speeds is not a quirk. It is a daily source of stress. The Stelvio's infotainment and climate controls require more menu diving than a vehicle in this segment should, pulling the driver's eyes off the road for routine adjustments. The service network is thin compared to Toyota or Honda, and parts can take longer to arrive, which matters when your only car is in the shop. Alfa Romeo has spent years at the bottom of brand reliability rankings, and the Stelvio carries that history. It is a driver's SUV for someone who accepts the trade-offs. A senior buyer looking for dependability should not accept them. Number 6. Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe 2016 to 2026. The Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe takes a genuinely good luxury SUV and ruins the one thing seniors need most: visibility. The sloping rear roofline shrinks the back window to a narrow slot and carves into the cargo area. Owners on Reddit have noted for years that the slope cuts trunk space and adds road and tire noise. The rear doors are low and angled, which turns getting in and out of the back seat into a duck and drop maneuver that no grandparent should have to perform. Then there is the running cost. Mercedes maintenance is priced like Mercedes maintenance, and the GLC Coupe uses premium fuel and expensive tires that wear quickly under its weight. Consumer Reports has flagged Mercedes-Benz reliability as inconsistent across model years, with electronics and infotainment leading the complaint list. The GLC Coupe is a style statement first and a practical vehicle second. For a senior on a budget who needs clear sightlines and predictable costs, style statements are exactly what to avoid. Number 5. Jeep Wrangler 2018 to 2026. The Jeep Wrangler is an icon, and it is also the most physically demanding SUV you can buy for daily driving. It rides on solid axles front and rear, a design that prioritizes articulation over compliance, so every pothole and bridge transition is transmitted directly into the cabin. The two-door short wheelbase makes it worse, with a bucking motion over bumps that aggravates the back conditions many seniors already manage. Consumer Reports has rated Wrangler reliability below average for years, with complaints about electrical glitches and transmission issues across recent model years. Step-in height is a genuine barrier. The floor is high, the door openings require ducking under the roll bar, and the grab handles are positioned for off-road use rather than assisted entry. The 3.6-liter V6 returns roughly 17 miles per gallon in city driving, and the cabin is loud enough at 65 miles per hour to make conversation difficult. The Wrangler is an excellent off-road vehicle and a terrible senior daily driver. Both things are true, and after 65, the second one matters more. Number 4. Porsche Cayenne Coupe 2019 to 2026. The Porsche Cayenne Coupe is a masterpiece of engineering wrapped around a roofline that fights its own driver. The sloping rear window and thick rear pillars cut visibility to a sliver, and the Coupe's sport-tuned suspension is firmer than the standard Cayenne in the name of handling that a senior driver will never use. Getting in and out of the rear seats is a contortion exercise, and the front seats are heavily bolstered in a way that looks sporty and feels confining after an hour. The real problem is the cost of ownership. CarBuzz puts the Cayenne's annual maintenance around $1,200 as a baseline, with independent shops quoting $1,800 to $3,500 a year for routine service on V8 models. Brake jobs alone can run $2,000, and premium fuel, expensive tires, and dealership labor all add up fast. Porsche builds brilliant machines, but brilliant machines on a fixed income are how retirement accounts quietly disappear. The Cayenne Coupe is for someone who values lap times. A senior buyer values getting home without pain and without a four-figure surprise. Number 3. Range Rover Evoque 2012 to 2026. The Range Rover Evoque costs luxury money and delivers subcompact discomfort. Consumer Reports described it plainly, calling it overpriced with a disappointing drivetrain, a rough and bumpy ride, and confounding controls. When Consumer Reports uses the word overpriced in the first sentence of a vehicle overview, that is not a mixed review. That is a warning. The sloping roofline that gives the Evoque its look also reduces the rear window to a letterbox slit, making rearward visibility dangerous for a driver with reduced neck mobility. Reliability is where the Evoque turns from disappointing to financially dangerous. Land Rover as a brand consistently ranks at the bottom of every major reliability survey, and RepairPal gives it a 2 out of 5. The Evoque's common problems include oil leaks, air suspension failures, electrical gremlins, and infotainment crashes. The controls rely on touch-sensitive surfaces that Land Rover itself later abandoned because owners hated them. When the warranty ends, repair costs can rival the monthly payment on a used example. For a senior on a budget that does not flex for surprise $4,000 suspension work, the Evoque is not luxury. It is a trap in leather and a fancy badge. Number 2. Jeep Grand Cherokee 2022 to 2026. The Jeep Grand Cherokee received a complete redesign for 2022, and the result is one of the most dramatic reliability collapses in the modern SUV market. Consumer Reports gave the 2025 model a predicted reliability score of 29 out of 100. That is not a typo. 29. The NHTSA has issued multiple recalls for the 2025 model year alone, and owner forums are full of reports of random stallouts, sensor failures, and transmissions that shift roughly. For a senior driver, being stranded is not an inconvenience. It is a health risk. The redesign also raised the beltline and narrowed the greenhouse, trading visibility for a more aggressive look. Jeep moved nearly every climate and vehicle control into the Uconnect touchscreen, burying functions that used to be single-button operations behind multiple menu layers. The air suspension on higher trims rides nicely when it works, but air suspension failures on Stellantis products are well documented and expensive. The Grand Cherokee was once the default American SUV recommendation. This generation has lost that status through reliability failures and design decisions that make it actively worse for the senior buyers who were once its most loyal customers. Before we get to the #1 worst SUV for seniors in 2026, the one nobody saw coming, take a second to hit that subscribe button. We exist to make sure you never spend retirement money on a vehicle that punishes you for buying it. We break down the real reliability data and ownership costs every week on SUV Authority. Now let's get to the top of this list, and it is not American. Number 1. BMW X6 2008 to 2026. The Tesla Model Y gets criticized for its touchscreen-only interface, and that criticism is fair. But the BMW X6 is worse for a senior driver than any Tesla, and it has been getting away with it for 18 years because it wears a prestigious German badge and costs enough that people assume it must be good. The X6 invented the coupe SUV segment in 2008 by taking the excellent X5 and slicing the roofline down at the rear in the name of styling. Every single thing that made the X5 practical was sacrificed, and 18 years later, BMW is still building them and seniors are still buying them. The rear visibility in the X6 is functionally non-existent. The sloping roofline reduces the rear window to a horizontal slot. The rear pillars hide an entire sedan at 45 degrees, and the surround view cameras on newer models are an admission that the vehicle cannot be safely operated using mirrors alone. The rear doors are the single worst entry experience in the luxury segment, requiring an adult passenger to duck under the doorframe and drop down into a seat below the sill. The ride on non-air suspension models is stiff, the run-flat tires transmit every road imperfection, the steering is heavy at low speeds, and the maintenance bills arrive with a BMW logo. The X6 makes you pay more for less visibility, less comfort, less accessibility, and less practicality than the X5 it is based on. That is the definition of a bad purchase, and it has held that title since 2008. The 10 SUVs on this list are not bad vehicles in a vacuum. The Bronco and Wrangler are legitimate off-road icons. The Durango and Blazer work for the right buyer. The Stelvio and Cayenne Coupe are genuinely engaging to drive. The GLC Coupe, Evoque, Grand Cherokee, and X6 all wear badges people want to be seen in. What makes them wrong for seniors specifically is the combination of difficult entry, punishing ride quality, poor visibility, confusing controls, and repair costs that punish a fixed income. The vehicle that works for a 35-year-old with a gym membership and a flexible spine is not the vehicle that works for a 70-year-old who wants to arrive without pain. Drop the worst vehicle you have ever owned in the comments. Let's hear the one that taught you the most expensive lesson. And if you want to buy vehicles that last instead of vehicles that punish you for buying them, hit subscribe. We break down real ownership data every week on SUV Authority. I'll see you in the next one.